about this week's challenge.
What looks, when you look at the film, what looked fixable, I'd say, in the word, for the offensive line? What was
I think everything's fixable. It's just a matter of coming out here and working hard during the week and being exacting on game day. And as a staff, giving them the help that they need and putting them in the right position. And so we've all just got to do that. And if today was an indication of our mindset as a football team, I'm encouraged.
But specifically with the line, what did you see this year? We just need to do this.
Specifically?
Yeah.
Let me give away our game plan?
No.
It was, it was some individuals that needed to play better. It was us as a staff putting them in a better position, maybe giving them some help when they were struggling. It was staying out of situations where they were able to pin their ears back and come after us, by having successful downs earlier. It was quarterback getting rid of the ball quicker sometimes, not drifting sometimes. It was receivers winning earlier. It was all those things. It's like it usually is. It's never one thing, especially when there's 10 of them. It's usually a number of different things.
Without giving away your game plan, what are some things you can do to help an offensive line in situations like that?
Well, I just said them. I think I just said all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said it. You can run the ball. You can stay out of 3rd and long. You can offer them help by chipping or getting rid of the ball quicker, things like that. So I think I was pretty clear there.
What with your game plan can you tell us?
I can't tell you anything.
Obviously, you don't like to suffer a loss like that, but in a way, does that show you some of the flaws that you need to fix? Possibly?
No, I think that every team has flaws. I think that, you look around the country, how many teams are undefeated right now? You guys know?
Not many.
Yeah. This is tough. It's tough business. What's encouraging to me is, like I said, is this team's impossible to discourage. We knew Utah was a very good team. They came out and they played us tough. And every team has flaws. We have flaws. Every team has flaws, and you've just got to work through them and work around them and find ways to improve on them. And that's what we do every day. That's what we come out here to do every day. We go in meetings and try to do it every day. There are no perfect teams in any competitive team sports. It's just impossible to have. So what is not impossible to have, though, is the will to get better, the will to win, the will to come out and compete again, and that's what this team has.
That competitiveness, is this team the most competitive you've had since you've been here, do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, just through 5 games, what I've seen, I wouldn't argue with it being the most competitive. You think about all that happened to us the other night, and it was self-imposed. It was self-imposed, and I told them that. It was self-imposed. We still had a chance with 0 seconds on the clock to win that game, And there's a lot of teams that I've been involved with or seen or been around that would have folded the tent and gone home. And I never expected that we would do that, and we didn't. And that should give everybody just tremendous hope for the future. We're building a resilience here, a toughness, a hard mindset that is going to serve you well in today's competitive college football climate. It is competitive. You look at this week's games that are coming up around the country, and it's awesome. If I'm a fan of college football, I love it. If I'm a fan of a particular team, I'm a little bit nervous. So I love the grit, I love the resilience, I love the competitiveness, I love the toughness that this team's built, and it's still building. They're great. They're great to be around. They demonstrated it today. Like I said, they're impossible to discourage. You can't discourage them. They're just going to keep coming. I love it.
A lot of guys talked about playing in their gaps. And I know you talked about guys going out of their gaps a little bit. Is that sometimes a product of having a lot of young linebackers? Those guys haven't necessarily been around all that.
Sure, it could be that. Young defensive linemen and young linemen. We're a very young team still. You think about our offensive line, we started a redshirt freshman and 2 sophomores. That's a young line. And these are not excuses. These are just facts. Defensively, we start 2 sophomores, and then our linebackers are younger guys. And younger guys, because of lack of experience, are more prone to mistakes. But what your responsibility as a coach is to make sure that you coach them up to eliminate those mistakes as much as you can, put them in positions where they're doing things that they do well on a repetitive basis so they avoid those mistakes. And then at some point, you just got to send them out there and let them play, and then hope that they don't repeat mistakes. And I think that our group takes tremendous pride in their preparation. I'm talking about coaches and players, and I think that we get better every week.
Matching up against Thompson in that offense when he went in, does that help ever so slightly in preparing you for Oregon?
probably does. It probably does. Although Marcus Mariota is really hard to duplicate what he brings to the game. This kid is, you know, he's so special. I have so much admiration for him. I've told you guys that before. I love the way he plays the game, and I love his mindset on the field and his toughness and his character and all those things. But he's just so dynamic. You know, he can make the throws. He keeps his eyes down the field. He can run with the ball. I mean, there's a reason that you know, he's recognized as, you know, maybe the greatest college football player of this year. So,
What kind of progress have you seen out of Kenny Young in the last few
I've
years?
seen a lot. You know, I think he does every day he comes out to work hard to get better, and the more game time he gets, the better he'll be. Threw him in there the other night at the end. You know, we had to go back to our Okie stuff in a tough situation, and he did some things well, and he did some things that he needs to improve on. And the great thing about Kenny is that he takes it so seriously. You know, when he makes a mistake, he really absorbs it, and it really affects him. And he comes out and he tries to work to get better at it. And so that's encouraging.
That game-winning drive that they had at the end. Is there anything, looking back on it now, tactically, you would have rather done defensively?
Well, there always is. You know, I mean, they're really. It's like every call you make, you second guess whether it's successful or, you know, gives you problems. And I would say that that was the case with that drive. You know, you're always, as a coach, the very first thing you do after every game is you look at yourself and you go, okay, how can we put these guys in a better position to make plays? And so, you know, the calls were fine, but you're always going, could they have been better? And, you know, we're never going to stop acting that way.
I've seen the defensive line develop this year through these first 5 games.
How have they?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, our two tackles, call them tackles because we're in nickel a lot. You know, Eddie and Kenny Clark, they're tremendous players. I mean, they're some of the best interior linemen that I've been around, you know, at this level. And they have the potential to be great ones at the next level as well. I mean, it's tough to run inside on us. Now, Utah did a nice job. You know, they're a big physical team, and they got some things on us inside, not necessarily because of those two, they did, but those two guys are really special. I think that Oa, you know, is doing a nice job coming back from that injury. You know, Jacob is doing a nice job, you know, but we've all just got to keep getting better.
What have you seen from the 3 Oregon running backs? Kind of the same sort of thing you see from Oregon every year?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter who's in there. They're all so productive, and they've all got a great level of skill. And it doesn't matter who's in there at receiver either. You know, they all make plays. It's a tremendous offense, and it's a real challenge for us. And it'll be a lot of fun to be at the Rose Bowl Saturday.
Does Freeman bring anything that maybe you haven't seen Oregon running back? Seems like
he's
shot to the head
a powerful guy. You know, he's a 230-pounder that can get downhill and hammer you. I don't know that the last couple of weeks he's done as much as he did early in the season. You know, we'll see Saturday, but we're definitely prepared for all those guys. You know, they rotate them through. They don't really change what they do schematically, depending upon who's on there. Some teams do, they don't. They just run their stuff, and they're all really good.
Is it unusual to see a guy, particularly in this conference, who has that size at running back?
No, because he's got the other intangibles, speed, quickness, excellent vision. He can catch the ball. You know, he can do all those things, just like Tyner can, like all their guys can. You know, good football players.
Burst? Does he have burst?
He has burst. They all have burst. Yeah, they've got a very explosive offense.
We had no burst.
Yeah, and I need to give a little burst. So, it'll be a great challenge, and our guys are excited for it. They really are. So, it'll be fun. Okay?
Thanks, guys. Cool.
Yeah, thanks.